Last week, I did an interview with the local NPR affiliate here, and the first question the reporter asked me was, why are you coming to Nashville? And I said, well, that's easy. Everyone knows the Nashville Symphony throws the best party of any orchestra in the United States. Now, you know, I'm not allowed to have a favorite orchestra, but I can have a favorite party given by an orchestra. And the Nashville Symphony, when we were last here in 2007, they gave a party for the record books. And I'm told, for those of you who are lucky enough to come tonight, that they're going to exceed that party from 2007. So don't miss it. So that party back in 2007. So what made it so great? One of the things, and probably the thing, was the music. So they had an R&B band, a rock band, a country band, and a jazz ensemble. Each one of them was like just the absolute best you'd ever heard. I mean, unbelievable quality. And all of our league delegates, by the way, were dancing, which was quite a sight to behold. And you know, what's noticeable about it, of course, it's 4 different genres, and we would expect that in Nashville, in Music City. And our conference theme is music centricity, and so what's all that about? So it could seem odd that we would make this assertion that somehow music should be in the center. I mean, after all, what else would possibly be in the center of performing arts organizations that play music? Well, you know, more than a few of my colleagues, not in orchestras, but in the performing arts, have said things to me like, why don't you people in orchestras ever talk about the music? All we ever hear you talk about is endowment campaigns and galas and touring, marketing, contracts, and so on and so forth. My response usually goes something like this. Well, you try keeping 60, 70, or 100 musicians employed and maintain a 2,000-seat concert hall and see what you spend your time working on. So, you know, cut us some slack. Nonetheless, I take their point. I mean, it is challenging to keep music at the center when maintaining the infrastructure that keeps our artists going and the audience engaged requires so much attention. And that's why we have to remind ourselves from time to time that at the end of the day, it is the music that must be at the center. So what does that really mean? So I think it used to mean that we made sure we put on absolutely fantastic concerts of fantastic music. And that was our top priority. That's what got our attention, and that's what gets our resources. Other parts of orchestra work, like audience development or community engagement, or becoming more just and equitable organizations, was secondary and often separate work. Well, one of the most exciting things that I'm seeing in orchestra today is the joining of this commitment to the centrality of the music with, together, the fulfillment of the social and public roles of orchestras. I see more and more examples of this. The New York Philharmonic's recent performance of Julie Wolfe's gripping and provocative Fire in My Mouth, recalling the 1911 Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, touched a nerve for all New Yorkers, recalling a tragic yet seminal moment in New York and American labor history. Or the courageous Tallahassee Symphony, that facing the prospect of violent protests, performed Joel Thompson's wrenching oratorio, The 7 Last Words of the Unarmed, a setting of the final words of 7 black men shot by police. The county sheriff, armed and in uniform, led a discussion on stage with the composer and 2 board members where they explored whether or not Joel's piece was against law enforcement. One of the most striking things about this concert, whose audience looked to be about 50% African American and brought 1,000 new names to the symphony's database, was the performance of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony that followed. After the concert, 2 women came up to me and they said, you know, we came for the Thompson work and we were planning to leave after intermission, but we decided to stay for the Beethoven. And they said they were so glad they did because the Thompson left them grief-stricken, while the shared experience of listening to Beethoven in the hall with their fellow concertgoers restored their sense of hope. Artists lead. They hold answers to our big questions. They stretch boundaries, provoking us to reimagine excellence, and they're vital connectors in our multiracial and diverse nation. Music is a pervasive influencer and creator of culture. It's a global language, and it holds a unique potential to bridge differences.